Okay, so I am doing this video as per request by Daniel Cox. As per request by Daniel Cox. Let's start over. I am doing this video as per request by Daniel Cox, who asked me to do a androgenetics experience video. So I'm on the floor of my room because I didn't want to have the same background with Jack Skellington that I've had since I started my YouTube career. It's really, really hot. My camera keeps fucking with me. I'm drinking a mimosa because I had to start drinking something to deal with the technological imbalances in my life, and also maybe to talk about this subject. Here's some background. Before I got on Androgenetics, which was in my 3rd year of high school, it was about 3 years prior that I had dressed up as Marilyn Manson for Halloween and just like never taken the makeup off. The summer of 8th grade, I called up my friend and I said, I'm genderqueer, I don't identify as a boy or a girl, and they were like, that's cool, does that mean you're gonna start wearing corsets now? And I was like, no, but I could if I wanted to. How naive we all were. I showed up to high school in pigtails and like this like tacky, no, it wasn't even tacky, it was kind of fierce. This outfit that I had made my dad buy me from Kohl's, and experienced a whole new set of unpopularity, which I'd already sort of dealt with in middle school, but definitely high school was like a whole new game. So I was in a rough place with myself, with my school, with my parents, with my eyebrows. I got a message from Luxuria Luxuria. At the time, I was completely flabbergasted. I had no idea she knew who I was. She probably didn't know who I was. In fact, I know she didn't know who I was prior to that message. I'd had maybe like 400 subscribers, mostly comprised of people in the neo-pagan community because I started making videos on my LG chocolate about witchcraft. Shout out to those of you who are still on my channel from like way back in the day. I know there's at least a couple of you like, hello, you're in it for the long haul. I appreciate it. One of my subscribers had mentioned me to Luxuria because she was starting Androgenetics already. I think there was Sinestra, Wednesday was Jonathan Edward. I can't remember who the Tuesday was. Bruce, Outback Goddess was Thursday. Joseph Harwood was like somehow related to the channel, but like a bunch of people dropped out and there was drama or whatever. I think to this day, and maybe this is just my insecurity, I think to this day she was just kind of like desperate for somebody to fill the spot. I don't really care either way anymore because it all happened. So I had followed Luxuria already for like a couple years by that point, as you all probably know from Five Awesome Trannies. They were such a big inspiration to me. Obviously, I've mentioned this before too, but it was the Viscount Cervantes who introduced me to the term genderqueer and, you know, the idea of non-binariness in general. It was them who sort of, you know, were the first people that I saw. I mean, everyone has this experience of the first people they saw who were like, oh wait, you can do that? You can be that? Like, that's what I wanted to do and be for my whole life or whatever, blah. It was just a really, really intense experience for me from the start because I had already been a fan of like so many of the people that I was like about to meet. I remember like that first night, maybe like first couple nights, talking to Luxuria on Facebook, and she was really, really sweet. She talked to me until a ridiculous clock in the morning. She was really funny. I remember telling a bunch of my friends like, oh my god, like Luxuria is talking to me. I was really, really pumped about it. Excuse me, but also a little bit nervous. I just wanted so badly to reinvent myself and to like start over. I wanted then to be famous and to have people know who I was and to have people like me. And obviously I want that now too. Back then I didn't really understand that I wasn't ready for any of it, or maybe I was, whatever, but like the point is that there aren't, you know, I'm not mad about what happened then, and I'm also not mad about not being like a child star, because that would have been a fucking disaster. I'm happy that I still have like time to, you know, build a fan base and build a platform and get myself together before I'm like thrust into the big picture. If that ever happens, you know, fingers crossed, maybe I won't even want it in a couple years, but I still want that now. I would like to at least be able to eat off of my art. Maya was already on the channel. We had been added to the secret page and to the channel kind of at the same time. I already kind of got like a feeling of like a little bit of shade from some of the other girls because Maya's video was posted on the channel and everybody's like, oh my god, she's so beautiful, we should totally have her. And then my channel was posted and there was like no comments, and I was like, okay. I was so nervous about posting that first video, but I posted it, and immediately there was some people who really liked me and some people who really did not like me. I got the feeling that Bruce wasn't really feeling me, and also that Sinestro wasn't really feeling me. Obviously, I just really wanted them to like me. I was a fan of both of them beforehand, and I thought Sinestro was like really, really pretty and really, really intelligent, and I admired like Bruce's outlandishness, you know, and doing whatever he wanted. Maybe I just like didn't get to know Sinestro that well, but I'm pretty sure Bruce didn't like me. Again, maybe I'm wrong, like Bruce never said to me like, I don't like you. Maya is amazing. We also started talking pretty immediately. She was so beautiful, so smart, so sweet, had like been through all this shit, but was like still really, really sweet. And that was something that I kind of wanted to do. Like that was like the new slate that I wanted to turn over on the channel. Going through high school and middle school and stuff, I had kind of like hardened up and kind of become a bitch, you know. I had become like very like intense, and I just wanted to like calm down, you know, and be myself. I started to definitely change myself a lot and very, very quickly. And part of that was because I was in high school, but obviously part of that was also because of my presence on the channel, and I started to dye my hair and wear lashes and wear extensions. A lot of those things were things that I just wanted to do, you know, in the first place, and had been planning on doing for a while, but I probably wouldn't have done them the way that I did if I hadn't been on Androgenetics. And I'm not a makeup artist. I was never a makeup artist. I just wanted to like do my face, you know, and be pretty. I didn't want to be like known as a makeup artist. I wanted to be like an intellectual, but I was in high school and was so of myself, had like so many fucked up ideas. There was two videos I remember regretting, in particular the first one of which was one of the more popular videos I did, in which I was like impersonating accents, and I said and did some really racist, fucked up shit. And if you saw that and were upset, I'm so sorry. I really fucked up. The other video was about atheists, where I was and am still a little wary of like cis white male atheists, but I probably should have been specific. And it probably bothered a lot of people, rightly so. The cool thing was that, you know, as our channel started to grow, I pretty much got 8,000 subscribers overnight. I think I said before that I had 400 to begin with. And then, you know, within a year I probably got all the subscribers that I have now. Obviously 8,000 is not a large number in comparison to a lot of the people on YouTube, but for me then, and for me now, it was really, really incredible. I went by my dead name until I got to really start over in college. So, and it was actually Luxuria, who we had the same dead name. Luxuria was like, well, I have this name already. Everyone already knows me, so is there any other name you want to go by? And I said M, and that was kind of the start of M. I started to get recognized in public, which didn't really happen all that often, but whenever it did happen, it was pretty cool. People tended to be pretty nice. I had a couple weird experiences, but this only really happened like 8 times, maybe, like in public. And usually when I was at an anime convention, I went to Katsucon in North Harbor, whatever, it's like DC, Baltimore, and then I went to, I hit myself in the face. I went to Otakon in Baltimore. One time I got recognized at my job, which was at Starbucks, and I had like no eyebrows because they'd, you know, been wiped off because I was fucking sweating. This girl with like a Nightmare Before Christmas tote bag showed up and was like, oh my god, are you M? And I was like, yes. And she was really sweet. She waited to the end of my shift to ask me for a picture. I looked a complete disaster. Like my tracks were out, like my foundation was fucked up. I had so much acne at the time, you guys. It was probably a combination of crazy hormones, really intense stress, and a terrible diet. I had a terrible diet, and I'm working on it. I definitely had a lot of I don't fit in syndrome, and that definitely like propelled a lot of the weird shit that I did and said on the channel. Sinestra left and was replaced by Saline. I told myself I was gonna look this up, how to pronounce her name, before this video, and I didn't do it because I'm a terrible person. She was beautiful and extremely intelligent, really funny, goofy, down to earth, really nice. Had an impeccable fashion sense that I just wanted to emulate so badly. The whole time I think people need to remember that I was a 3rd year and a 4th year in high school, so I thought that I was grown as fuck. But I like wasn't at all. You know, I'm still in my parents' house to this day while I'm trying to find an apartment in Los Angeles. Everyone else on the channel had moved out of their parents' place already, like everyone. Then there was that drama with Bruce, and I remember orchestrating the auditions myself, and I had the brilliant idea that we would say that we would announce the new Thursday in a week after, you know, the video auditions, and then we would narrow it down to 10. Jane was a front runner from the very start. I didn't really know her, so I wasn't comfortable with her, and everyone else already kind of like fucked with her, so I was like, I don't want to be left out again. I want someone to like be on my team, you know, someone to have to start from scratch. I'm so vindictive. Like it's a really negative personality trait. Like I'm very envious. A lot of these people were people that I like had on my binder, you know, in the first year of high school. I had Jeffree Star, Jeffree Paris, Luxuria, Sinestra, Viscount Strophanthus, that other kid from 5AT, whose name I really, really wish I could remember because they're the fucking bomb, and then Brycey. Okay, so Jane did her second video, and I was rooting for somebody else. I don't even remember who I was rooting for, but it was someone that I already knew, and so I was like comfortable with, and I knew that they were cool. But you know, by the time Jane did her day in the life video, it was just like so obvious, and everyone was like, we're doing it. I love Jane so much. I'm so glad to have met her in person, and she's honestly one of my favorite human beings to ever exist, and I'm so in love with her. She kind of supported me and vibed with me from the start. She was I got the feeling that she like believed in me, which was incredible and really flattering. Is not the right word, but really validating, I guess. She instantly became super popular and got way more subscribers than I did in like a day. Obviously now it's fine. Like at the time I was so jealous and so pressed. Those of you who have done collab channels or like film regularly on YouTube or have like any following on YouTube know that it's really fucking tough, actually. Like the hate comments are intense sometimes. Even like the dislikes or like the lack of attention, you know, because you put so much energy into it. Filming takes a day. If you're not like that great with, you know, if you don't have professional lighting, you have to do your makeup and your hair, you know, make sure you're at a place where everything's quiet and find a background and natural lighting, and it's just like such a design. Editing and rendering and uploading, it just takes forever. And so when you get hate comments or when people don't really pay attention to it, it's like, ugh. I got really anxious about making videos, and I was anxious about making videos from the start for more than one reason, but by this time I'd kind of realized that like Z-list celebrities are Z-list celebrities, you know, that we're all just people. Like it doesn't really matter. Like I'm pretty sure any celebrity of any stripe, any class is just like a person who does people things every once in a while and happens to have more people know their name than the guy next door or whatever. So Jane was great. Everyone was kind of losing their mind though. Everyone was going through so much stuff. I mean, as you all know, we all came out as trans, and I was like out as non-binary, but everyone just kind of like used he, him pronouns for me. I didn't really know you could use the gender-neutral pronouns. So the channel kind of just like disintegrated on its own. There was drama after the channel ended, like a couple years later, about revenue that was still coming in, but it like hasn't even been resolved, like, or like no one like is talking about it or doing anything about it. So for those of you who are like, oh, Androgenetics should definitely come back, I don't think it's going to. I personally would love to work with everybody who was on that channel when it ended. They're all amazing people, and they were the best people. Like, I've learned so much from them, and I care so much about them, and I miss them a lot. I'm glad they're all doing great. It seems like everyone's doing pretty legit. You know, hit me up, girls, like, for real, like, text me, you have my number. There was a couple of people that I met in real life, like Marlon, and Marlon was amazing. She was really sweet, really intelligent, really beautiful. She was incredibly talented, such a good singer, and just like rocked the crowd. Like she rocked the crowd. We were in this like little hippie dorm, and she slept on an air mattress next to my bed, which is ridiculous. Like I should have slept on the air mattress and given her the bed. So that's my bad. Of course I hope to meet and work with her again. So my camera's fucking up with me now. It's just like really not having it. All I really want to say is thank you so much to everybody who supported us, who left wonderful comments, who liked our shit and shared our shit and kept in contact with us and, you know, continue to support us. Thank you to Daniel Cox for suggesting this video. I had a lot of fun talking about it, and maybe I'll do a part 2, you know, things I forgot in the future. Yeah, that was my androgenetics experience, and I went into school with a really good, really intense, and ultimately amazing experience behind me that I've been able to use to my advantage to this day, you know, to use that as like a platform and a jumping off platform, like both in terms of my confidence, in terms of my work ethic, in terms of how I interact with quote unquote fans or whatever, like people who want to see my face and want to see my work.